to wait for your opportunities, and once you wait for it, then it will be punished.
Dion Otto nutmegs Nzindami. Goes on a bit of a run out towards that right-hand side. Good possession in the middle of the park from Maswakani. Nduli. Looking for a goal to seal the first half, and it's not going to count. 3 minutes of time added on by the referee. 3 minutes of elapsed on the clock of Mr. Nzandzeka. He's got the whistle in his mouth here. This man scored. We've seen in the match because of Nzindami, the 24-year-old Zimbabwean born right for the start of the second half. Now that is probably careless.
At least there's no danger to it, but there was no pressure at all. Could have done a little bit better with the ball.
Quite prepared to play the ball at their feature inside of their own half and inside of their own penalty area here. Marumo Gallants, almost as if they're inviting trouble, and Moremi is quite happy to provide the trouble if the ball should come his way.
Into the area now, shot to the near post, and Johnson.
And then Nzindami, left and right-footed options here for Marumo Gallants. And Nzindami with the dummy, Sekola. That might be just a little close, too close to chain. But handles it rather nicely. You remember Svenopolis has been brings a lot of experience into this team, and I wanted to speak about that as well at some stage. And if you look at the balance and the ages, the average age of Orlando Pirates, which must be around about maybe 24, 25 years, which is fairly young for an average age for a side that will no doubt the season challenge for another. Goalkeeper's nearly 40. Pombaniso nearly taking advantage of Mashilawani, who was sucked into the middle of the park momentarily. And Marumo Gallants cannot be taken for granted. So Orlando Pirates with options left and right. Dion Otto, Svenopolis, ball ricochets off Sikosana. Corners have been a bit of a rare commodity.
But you want to give him the ball all the time. You want him to get into those right areas, because creativity as well is very deadly.
The third corner kick of the match was an intervention from Mbukazi, but watching.
Yeah, it should be a lot of Pirates corner there.
Yes, it is the match. Certainly, there was a hit in there from Marumo Gallants player. Could have been Mube himself. And the corners come to naught for Orlando Pirates. 1-1 the scoreline. A single point would leave Orlando Pirates in 11th position. Sorry. In the meantime, Maswakani, unselfish. I'm surprised at the option that he took, because he played the ball almost behind Ronnie Polly for sure, but he was aiming maybe for Apollos on the far side, and there was a defender in the way that seemed pretty evident from our positioning. It feeds off him rather well. I like the combination of Maswakani and Avela Mukhile. Evans Makgopa will give a different trajectory towards the supply into the penalty area on Marumo Gallants, but Marumo aren't hanging around. They want to take advantage of these substitutions. There's a bit of skill shown by Patrick. Overgame's first touch.
It should have been tucked away indeed, but there's one thing that Evidence Makgopa gives you. The anticipation inside the box. I don't think there's any striker in the PSL that anticipates better than him. But look at Nduli's ball being played there, Mfuke can find himself. But look at Evidence Makgopa. Sniffers is just inside there to make sure that he gets there, puts his body on the line. It's unfortunate that he didn't get the right connection that he needed. But he could have tucked away, could have tucked that one away.
Rulubakini Mfuke introduced alongside of Evidence Makgopa, but that ball's gone wide of Dion Otto. Comes to you and fetches you to do an interview with the presenter Sfiso Mazipuko, and he says there's 10 grand.
I mean, it's a 10 grand that you never planned for. It's a lot of money.
Sure, so much. Fantastic activation from the sponsor of the Premier League in South Africa. Not a bad first touch though from Evidence Makgopa. that's, if he hadn't had that ball and pushed it wide, he would have been the recipient of that pass, but he wasn't there. Tidied up here by Lebogang Mabocha. Touch inside by Beki Mabuza. Makgopa once again. Possession for Mazwangani, now a chance for Dion Hotto, and you can see the
fallen parts on the left-hand side. Apollos and Hotto.
Pirates earn another corner. Marumo Gallant's covering angles, and now the referee wants a time. Now he's allowed the corner to take place. Headed away quite easily by Marumo Gallant's defence. Counter. The former Chiefs Galaxy player. Polish wide on the right-hand side now. Now operate during the remaining 20 minutes of this game. Botswana Police goes wide. It'll dink away by Jason Clifford. Nice retention of the ball, though, by Dion Hotto. They're not afraid to be competitive, Marumo Gallants. They compete with the man-on-man challenges quite adequately. Sikle Nduli, first touch not good, and Pampaniso will come away with it. And the longer the match continues, the better Marumo Gallants are looking. Nice little touch inside, and a give and go for Mabuza. It's good defending from Siemana Bokazi. Mazwangani. There's the new man, Sino Polo. Sikle Nduli. Dion Hotto. Pressing, prizing. Looking at the angles, if you look at the first half goal attempts, there were 9 for Orlando Pirates and 3 for TX Galaxy, I beg your pardon, for Marumo Gallants. It ended 1-1 the scoreline. In the second half, we've been devoid of any sort of box entries or goalkeeping interventions. We saw how many times Washington Arubi had to make saves during the first half. Now the goalkeeper's been tested barely. Mashilawani. Mazwangani did make a little run, but Mashilawani doesn't unleash. Now, can Dion Hotto do something about this situation? It's a nice little baller towards Kwayiba. But everything that Pirates seem to be aiming at Marumo Gallants seem to be containing and handling rather well.
Yeah, because Marumo Gallants, once they lose the ball, they'll pace and bring in those crosses. When Marumo Gallants are in position, they're able to defend. And if you want to remove a
behind them on penalties, but it goes down mathematically as a draw, statistically. Yeah, it wasn't this, but people have cameras everywhere, you know, on their phones, so yeah, Orlando Pirates have a corner. Again, easily developed domination as there comes about now Kwayiba. There's a great piece of defending from Mohamed Sikosana. But Marumo Gallants about to make a couple of substitutions of their own. You know, it's one of those matches, Teko, where Orlando Pirates have dominated. We've seen the stats, 66% to 34% statistical differentiation in this. And there is another opportunity. If the first touch had been attacking from all sides, and it's almost a similar situation to what we saw against Sekhukhune United on Saturday.
Exactly. Where they had total dominance, but we end up being on the losing side. And that has taught us so much about the game itself. You can have dominance, but if you're not going to be able to, you know, utilize those chances, especially from Orlando Pirates' point of view in this game. I think in the first half, you know, they had so many goal-scoring opportunities. Of course, Arui was outstanding with that. You need to keep probing. You need to come back into it. You need to find solutions.
Those little angles work beautifully. Bokazi looking for the header, punched away by Washington Arubi. Finally does get a bit of business. Shilawani. Little dink over the top from Nduli. And it's at the time of the match to have a little bit of self-indulgence. 4 minutes added on by referee Tando Zanzeka. We're already nearly 1 minute into the 4 added on by the referee. So for Maruma Gallants, the next match against Amazulu, as we said, on the 20th of August for Orlando Pirates. It's Saturday, and the semi-final first leg meeting against Mamelodi Sundowns in the MTN 8. The Ruby foul.